Alright, I'll let that sync up. I'm gonna check my stream deck real quick because I think it's borked. But where's the stream deck thing? There it is. Stream deck. That one. Yeah, seems to be working. Okay. Hello people. How are we doing? How's things? How's your week? How's your life? How's your family? I don't know. I'm just sorting this out. Chat box. Properties source. Refresh cache of the current page. Okay, cool. Well, hello. Is anybody out there? Anybody at all? 3 concurrent viewers. Someone say hello. Hello, Harry. How you doing? How's things? 4. Woo. I posted the link to the Discord, so we should be all good. Hello, FGC Linux, and hello, Mihul. I'm sorry that I probably said that wrong, but hello. How you doing? How's things? I'm gonna refresh the chat box thing again, and hopefully it will appear this time. There we go. Hello, James. How you doing? Sound is a bit low. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me check one thing, because it might be Windows doing its lovely thing again. I hate Windows so much sometimes. Sound, no. Control panel. I really hate that there's 2 sets of control panel things. That's just drives me nuts. Where is it? Come on. Sound. Recording. No, properties. Oh, okay. I guess I'll just do that then. I'm on 60% and just hear you. Fair play. How's that? With the rising popularity of fighting games on PC, do you think Corsair will release a fight stick to compete with Razer? I don't know. I agree, James. Yeah, I really don't know. Fighting games have never really been my my style, so it's not something that I am personally in the market for. And I didn't know they were rising in popularity. To be fair, so yeah, don't know. I'm afraid, not quite my area of expertise. And who doesn't? I agree. The only thing is that Linux is just as awful. It's just awful in different ways. Like Linux is a much better user experience if you know what you're doing, I think is probably the key thing. There is a very steep learning curve, and the way that you do things on Linux is very different to the way you do stuff in Windows. And so with that respect in mind, yeah, it's a bit confusing. Hello, Superuser. How you doing, man? Look what I have that you might like if you don't already have one. I paid my own money for it and everything. Yeah, very nice. I will do a video on that at some point when I get around to it. Probably in the next couple of weeks. I've only just had that in really. So I've just been using it for the last couple of days since it turned up. So yeah, I have a Note 10 and want that. Fair play. I do like the Note 10s, but I couldn't in good conscience spend my own money on one. Which is a problem. Seems Android just works for me, and yes, I know it's Linux based. Yeah, but it's very, very heavily modified. Oh no, I know, Superuser. I know. I was referring to the Note 10, that while I do like the look of the Note 10s, I personally couldn't justify buying one myself, which is why I went for that. Well, one of the reasons why I went for that. What do you think about the 220T case by Corsair? I don't know. Let's have a look. I don't really keep up with everything that people like Corsair do, so I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. See, I'm not a massive fan of tempered glass cases. I know that the irony is that I have a custom piece of tempered glass that sits on top of my custom desk PC case. So yes and no, but yeah, the main thing is that the mounting method for those tempered glass cases, those 4 screws, it just sucks. I know that if you build your like, if you're a normal person, it's fine, but I'm not a normal person, so my opinion is skewed, because taking those off is awful and trying to put them back on is even worse. With that said, it looks cool, interesting front grille shape. Otherwise, looks pretty much identical to everything else they do, really. I'm sure that it will be fine. Check out some reviews of people who've actually used it to see if there's any major concerns, but otherwise, yeah. It's impossible to keep up with all the new stuff coming out, I know. And I get the press releases. I don't open many of them, but yeah, it's crazy. Also, congratulations, Super User. Nice job. And yeah, I think I saw that you did, yeah. As far as I'm aware, there isn't actually that much change between the Pro and the 7T Pro and the standard 7 Pro. But obviously, just if I was going to buy a new one, I might as well buy the newest one, right? So, yeah, I'm happy with it. I like it. I think the weird thing is that people often accuse me of being biased in reviews because companies send me the products. And honestly, my experience is entirely the opposite. I'm sure that it's different for some people who, like, if you regularly buy stuff and then like return the stuff you don't want or whatever, I can understand how that situation might be better for you or whatever. But I tend to find that if I buy stuff for me, if I'm planning on reviewing it, I struggle to be fully impartial because I'm busy trying to justify my purchase. Whereas if a company sends it to me, like, the very worst that can happen is they don't send me anything again if I say something really bad, and like they take it really badly. But like, not getting products from a certain company happens quite a lot just by accident anyway. So if I happen to offend someone, I mean, the general rule is that I've outlasted most PR people that I speak to, so it's not normally the end of the world. And yeah, and I don't mind saying bad, like talking about stuff that's bad if it's bad. But if it's a review item, like if it's something that I've paid for, it's weird because yeah, it's kind of the other way around. But yeah, that's just me. I prefer acrylic over tempered glass. Fair play. I mean, that's generally speaking, I would agree with you, with the only exception being the Phanteks N2 Evolve X. I like that case better, and that happens to be a tempered glass one rather than Plexi. But if it was Plexi, I wouldn't care either. Did you try the new mice by Razer, the Viper and the Ultimate version? Nope, I have not. Ironically, Razer is one of the companies that regularly spends like a year not sending me anything, and then they'll send me a couple things, and then it'll be another year. It's kind of my fault because there's only one guy, and I have to chase him quite hard to get stuff normally. Because he is an incredibly busy man, to be fair. So yeah, I haven't, I'm afraid. I do review peripherals, but I tend to find them a little bit, I could say boring sometimes, because for me anyway, there's only so many different iterations of the same mouse, effectively, you know, same sensor or very similar sensors. So for me, you know, something that's half a gram lighter or whatever for on the FPS kind of side, is not something that directly appeals to me. I know someone like Silence Tech would probably be interested in that, but yeah. And man, I want the new Nvidia Shield TV, but they won't admit it's here. Nice. I can neither confirm nor deny, mostly because I don't know. Harry, I have my 860 Evo lock up on me tonight. At this time, cannot access C drive, so I've been frankly setting on the PC again with Windows 10 to watch your show. Got it done about 45 minutes before. Damn, that's strange. Is that just because you had an old Windows instance? Because I had to reinstall Windows on this PC in the last couple weeks, which was really annoying. But yeah, it was just because the PC was almost entirely unusable. It would like randomly shut down, like everything would break for no reason. Even like with regular restarts, it still wouldn't work. So yeah. Taranvir, was there like a first message that you didn't send? Because that's what have I? Oh, it's on the screen. I have too many displays. So in terms of videos, by the way, hello, how you doing? In terms of videos coming out this week, or the next 3 videos until the next live stream, we're looking at GPU names explained, which is a bit of a like tech explained tutorial kind of thing, because GPU names are kind of confusing if you don't know what you're talking about, or like if you haven't caught up on every new release. So hopefully that video will be interesting. And then a much requested Intel 9700KF versus 3700X for streaming, which should be out on Monday. And then actually, interestingly, a SteelSeries Apex Pro keyboard, which is one with variable actuation point. So it's a Cherry style switch, but instead of having a mechanical contactor inside the switch, it has a magnet in the movable part and then effectively a Hall effect sensor at the bottom that can measure the distance the magnet is. So you can change the actuation point from like 0.4 millimeters, aka breathing on the keyboard and everything gets pressed, to 3.6 millimeters and anywhere in between, which is really cool. The main thing for that one, I suppose I won't spoil it, but it's more expensive than the Wooting 2 with generally less features. So yeah, interesting though. No, it was Windows 8.1. Everything seemed okay until I turned it on tonight. We'll sort it out tomorrow. I will use command prompt CMD to try and sort it. Fair play, man. Fair play. Best of luck. So how do you like that screen refresh rate on the phone? It's so smooth, eh? It is. It's incredibly smooth. I actually haven't so I switched fully to it, but then I've not really gone back to the old phone for anything. So I don't know whether I'm now spoiled by 90 hertz versus 60. It was never something that it was never something that I specifically went, God, I wish this was a little bit smoother. I think the weird thing probably is that I might end up turning 90 hertz off just because of the battery life drain in comparison. Because the reason that I switched on that phone was that it wasn't lasting me a full day of charge anymore. And while this one does, and I've been using it more like heavily, since I've just got it. I think the battery life drain is pretty considerable, especially considering that the old phone, the 3T, is a 3,400 milliamp hour battery or 3,300, and that's 4,100. So that should be a good bit more. It should last a good bit longer. I'm assuming that the Snapdragon, what was it, 632 or 635 or something, and that versus the 855 plus, I think, right? 865. The newer one is gonna be, you know, similar battery life, but yeah. Hello Ish, how you doing? Do you think the 3700X is enough for single PC streaming setup? I have seen mixed reviews about thermals with stock and water cooler for the 3700X. I actually, the video on Monday will give you a pretty good idea of how well it does. The short answer is yes, it's great. Definitely check it out. It will depend on what resolution you're using, and I would try and water cool it, or at very least a decent sized air cooler. The stock cooler that comes in the box isn't bad, but you can do better. And if you want it to boost properly and all that sort of stuff, then like a decent 240mm liquid cooler, one that I would recommend is the Fractal Design S24. But yeah, that would be a good option. Or if you want to go a bit cheaper, then something like the Arctic Freezer Esports, Arctic Freezer 34 Esports Duo is a good what you call it, like air like single tower air cooler is about 30 or 40 pounds, so good option there. Ish, do you mind removing a comment? I think you can tell which one. MFG, hello, caught up on a dilemma. I want to get a CPU to play and stream Dota 2, but I can't decide between Ryzen 2600, 3600, or maybe an 8-core. Can't really decide. Can you help me out? Sure. So, the higher end Ryzen, so the 3600X is going to be a nicer chip for you because of the single core and clock speed improvements that our third gen Ryzen or second generation Zen provides. So if you're going to go with a Ryzen chip, I would recommend third gen, unless you go with something like a 2700X, which will probably be slower overall in FPS, will give you those extra cores for streaming. The other thing to mention is that for the most part, you can get away with X264 or NVENC encoding streaming. So using your graphics card, assuming you have an NVIDIA graphics card, or if you have AMD, then the VCE encoder. That is a interesting way to go about it. It doesn't really give you too much performance impact, but still gives you pretty decent quality. So yeah, check that out. The long and short of it is that probably the 3600 is the best value for money overall there, but yeah. Ish, I'm okay. I hurt my poor foot. It's been a hard 4 to 5 kilometers walking on it each day, work day this week. I have a long weekend, so I'll be putting up. Nice. Sorry that it's not great. Glad you get to rest. Maybe you need a healing potion, indeed. Hello, Pablo. How you doing? My battery got better after time. Just let it die and then charge it. Okay, fair play. Can you please help in getting a sponsored PC? Well, do you have any following or a reason for someone to give you a sponsored PC? Andy probably needs it more though. You can take it. I'll take the next one. I've asked for 10 NVIDIA Shield TVs. Nice. Is that one for everyone here or what? Hello, Chris. How you doing? But they won't give them to me. I know. Shame. I think I asked for 100 2080 Ti's, but it's just... Yeah. They just wouldn't, I know. Shame. Not fair, indeed. I can't believe it. Shocked. Yeah. Oh, in terms of gaming mice, by the way, I was playing with the SteelSeries Sensei 10 today. I don't know if anyone's interested in that. That video will be out not this Monday, but next Monday. Yeah. Props that. I've only really had a bit of a play with it. It feels pretty cool. It's pretty, like it's incredibly well tracked, if you like. It's impressively light, obviously ambidextrous, so it is a very nice option. I need to check out pricing and see how ridiculous that is, and then write a script. So yeah, should be good. I actually started today with sure, feel free to ping it over an email, subuser. But yeah, today started off as a weird one because yesterday I was working on my project car, and then went mountain biking with a friend. Yeah, that like the problem is not that that inherently hurt. It's the aftermath made it hurt a lot. With the whole like arthritis thing. So that was like last night was probably the most pain of like not the most pain, but it's the worst pain I've had total like ever. I think. Just in my spine. Didn't feel great. So I took quite a few, well not too many, but like opioid painkillers as I have, and yeah. I woke up this morning with the mother of all hangovers, and still feeling like mildly high. That's the weird one, but yeah, I managed to shake it off by the end of the day, so that's quite impressive. What mountain bike you got? Currently, I don't. I borrowed my partner's and then I broke the chain. But I'm planning on buying the one that my friend recommended to me, which I will find what that's called. He sent me a link to it a while ago. I will find it. A Voodoo Hoodoo is the one he recommended. Anything like hardtail with reasonable front suspension travel, hydraulic disc brakes on both, and ideally single speed at the pedals, and then 7-speed at the back probably, but yeah, something like that. Have you tried the Glorious Model O also ambidextrous lightweight mouse with honeycomb design? I haven't actually. I was recommended that I check it out, but I don't have I don't have access to one right now, so I will. I'll if I get a chance, I'll check it out. I was offered the O minus or whatever, which is I think the smaller one, but I'm a palm grip or palm hybrid grip kind of thing rather than claw grip, so I think that the O would probably be a better option, but yeah. And Ish, I agree. Thank you very much. Very astute comment. Chris, nice. Oh, nice, cool. What's where is your favorite trail? Also, I should mention I like doing like downhill. Like there's a park near me with some burns, some jumps, and there's also a pump track down at the bottom, so that's good fun. I'm still trying to work out how to jump stuff, because I tend to try and absorb it rather than actually take the jump. So yeah. Fair play, fair play. Only because you don't like biking from roundabouts. There is a lot of roundabouts around here. In terms of the motorbike I have, it's a Suzuki SV650S, and I very much like it. It gets me, well, it has the ability to get me in a lot of trouble. Somehow it's managed to not get me in any trouble. That's surprising. Roundabouts are terrible traffic design. I mean, they're not. There's just too many of them in certain places, like Milton Keynes, East Kilbride, and actually Nottingham. I had a Gixxer and an RSV 1000. Nice. Was it a Gixxer 1000 as well? Or the 650? Oh, MK roundabouts. Yes. Like even on the A roads, like even on the, like just everything. It's crazy. Gigabyte's RMA sensors there, so I've been quite a few times to Milton Keynes, and Christ, it's terrible. Like there's a there's a limit. Way too powerful. What the oh, Jason 600, nice. That's cool. I don't think I don't think that I could currently deal with 1,000, like a liter bike. I don't like, I don't currently rev the nuts off the 650. It still actually has, because age wise I have the A2 license in Britain, which basically means you can ride basically anything you want as long as it's restricted to 49 or 46, 47 horsepower. So I still do actually have the throttle restrictor on it. It's only like cuts off the top like 25% of throttle. So yeah, but it's still pretty fast, pretty fun. Is I still think Link is Zelda. Do you know what? I didn't play them, so I agree. I'll stick to PC gaming PCs and motherboards, mountain bikes. Yeah, fair play, fair play. I'm quite eclectic in hobbies. I do a lot of different hobbies. So yeah, I used to have a Kawasaki GPZ 1000RX in the 90s. Nice. Used to get the knee slider on the roundabouts. Nice, nice. CBX back in the 80s. Nice. Holding on is optional. Hodl for life. Lol. Oh dear. So yeah, tech stuff. That's what this chat's about. Ha. How did we get back to roundabouts? Oh Christ. Yeah. Taron Veer, you gotta start somewhere, man. Go make a video, go see what's interesting. Like make something that's interesting, make something that is unique, that you think other people would like watching, and yeah. Start making stuff. And also, to make it clear, While I encourage you to give it a go, try it out, see if you make something great, I do want to set your expectations, because I think it was probably 5 years of just making stuff, and I wasn't doing it seriously for the first like 3, but it probably took me 5 years to get a sponsored PC, or a full set of parts worth of you know, like full set of sponsored parts basically. So just to set your expectations, it's probably quicker to just get like a, you know, weekend job or something, and like use that money to pay for a new PC. Hello, Prashanthan. You gotta have a reason for them to sponsor. Exactly, yeah. A lot of people think that they can just start like asking people for stuff to review and whatever, and like companies will just send it to them because they're desperate for people to review the stuff. But the main thing is that you have to be giving them something of value for them to give you something of value, right? So for me, it's you guys watching the videos, and in some cases, for like sponsor stuff or whatever else, I give them video content they can post on their channels or whatever as well, right? But for the average person, not really much value that they can give on their own. Aiden, NVMe or 2.5-inch SSD? It kind of depends what you're after. NVMe is, well, when you say NVMe, technically you can get, but M.2 SSDs are great because they just sit on the motherboard. They don't take any extra connectors. They just, well, sit there, and for the most part, very easy to install, very easy to deal with. So generally speaking, I would head to those. But you can, and he pays them with exposure, I know, right? You can go with the 2.5-inch form factor, often for a little bit better value for money. It can vary depending on what you're after, but yeah. The other thing, as what I mentioned, the NVMe drives will be pretty significantly faster. Not that you'll necessarily notice that in a regular basis, but it's still something to keep in mind, right? So yeah, personally, I have both. I have a 1TB NVMe SSD, or M.2 SSD, on my board. I also have a couple of 240 gig SATA SSDs that I used to use, and 2TB hard drives as well for the added spinning Rust storage. So yeah, it depends what you're after. Like 2.5-inch is going to give you better value for money generally, whereas NVMe is going to give you better speeds and a more sleek build. Random question. What's the best budget gaming laptop out there? It depends what you mean by budget, right? So the cheapest ones are stuff like the Acer Nitro 5, the Ryzen edition. I hope there's a newer Ryzen one. I think there is. Even the last gen one, I think it's about 600-ish pounds. It's not exactly great, but it's nice and cheap. You can also go with stuff like the HP Omen laptop that I reviewed recently, or the Acer Nitro 5 Intel and Nvidia version, which is about £1,000 and is still great value for money, but obviously a bit better performance as well. NVMe is like 2x more expensive, but 6x faster than SATA SSDs, which are 10x more expensive than Rust, but only 5x faster. Yes, but even though they're only 5x faster, they are the usability of that speed is a pretty drastic difference. Going from spinning Rust or hard drives to SATA SSDs is a pretty significant usability difference, whereas going from SATA SSDs to NVMe is not a massive usability difference. You know, you will see certain use cases where it is better. Obviously, faster is better in most cases, but in terms of like, would you notice it being faster? Generally speaking, SATA SSDs are fine for most people right now. Obviously, that will change over time, but yeah. Heyo. What else did I say? Oh, Chris, if I upgrade to 32 gigs of 4x8 gig, why do people keep saying it's heavy on the memory controller? So generally speaking, where running 2 sticks, you're only running 1 channel, which means that the memory controller only has to ever feed data to that 1 channel. Whereas if you run 4 sticks, you're then running in both channels, which then means it has to work to put data into both of those channels separately rather than just to each DIMM in and of itself. So higher density DIMMs, so in that case 2 16 gig DIMMs, in theory anyway, should be less taxing on the controller. Generally. Asterisk. Yeah, best way to start off getting something sponsored is networking with people at an event to get some notice. Yeah, that's a great idea. Going to stuff like EGX actually that we just went by, and that kind of thing, is a great place to catch people. But yeah, all that kind of stuff. 35 hours of rain equals COD sesh. Oh, nice. Actually, I'll be interested to know how many people are going to be buying the COD that launches tonight or tomorrow. I added an NVMe cache to my Andy-inspired home build NAS and now have 0 lag with multi-user. Nice. What spec do you have on that NAS? Still on the fence about getting it. Defo. Interesting. Very kind of two different viewpoints there. Lots of buds on console I'd like to play with. I assume that's, but you don't have console, you don't want to play it on console, which is probably fair. Can't wait for 12 a.m. Modern Warfare. Whoop whoop, nice. Need my mate Andy to go ask for a demo of Nvidia Shields. You're really hard on those Nvidia Shields, huh? Nah, I have too many games at the moment. Might get it for $20 in 6 months though. Fair play. I'm not really an FPS gamer, but we'll get for a multi-platform / cross-play. Yeah, I'm on PC. They won't come up to the master race. No. It can be hard to convince them, but once they're there, they're very happy they're there. Hello, Chris. How you doing, man? How's things? So is that 2 people, 2.5 people for yes, and 1.5 people for maybe? Hello, Luca. How you doing? How's things? I think personally, I'm a bit on the fence about it as well. It felt fun to play, but also felt incredibly tryhardy, and I don't know if I can be bothered with that level of tryhardy, even in like, I guess, is there a like ranked mode or something that they have that all the tryhard people can go and play instead of like the casual modes, like standard team deathmatch and stuff? Actually, of the people who are getting it, what would be interesting? Like, what's your thoughts on Ground War? Um, Fair play, Luca. Fair play. Usually, I have a couple of modes. They do. It's just, I suppose the beta was pretty exclusively for like they only gave you a couple mode options, so that's probably fair. So Ground War was basically Battlefield 5, like Battlefield in COD. It's a larger map than usual with 5 objectives. that you have to capture, and you can respawn on your squads of 4. There are tanks, ATVs, and helicopters. With the only one being that the what you call it, kill streaks still work. COD is way too arcade for that many people. Yeah, was it 32v32 or 16v16? COD is small though, no vehicle squads. So normal COD, yes. Ground War is like FGC Linux says, is basically Battlefield Conquest large, but with kill streaks. So it had vehicles, it had kill streaks, but it also had 5 objectives, a larger map. So you're very the other way. Siege or CS for me, nice. I still do play a fair bit of Siege every now and again. It's good fun. CS was never my thing though. Although saying that, I was playing gun game with a friend the other day, and that was pretty fun. So maybe. Now they have Battle Royale and Battlefield 5 and Ground War and COD. Tables have turned. I know. Did they have like 48, 64 players? Yeah, it's either for, I guess, Chris, do you remember, did Ground War have, or Chris H, did Ground War have 32 players per team, or was it 32 players total? I think it was 32 per, like, total, right? I could be wrong. 16 per team, so 32 total. Yeah. So yeah, it had a lot more than the usual, like 10 or 16 people total. I just played some Ghost with but the other person left because they're so a loser. Nice. They have prop hunt and COD. Well, that's pretty cool. I know they have the new like 2-player mode, which was quite fun. 32 total still sounds like quite a few squads. Those on PC, COD won't be available until 2 AM according to the Activision launch map. Prop hunt is a laugh. It is. And interesting, COD isn't available on PC until 2. How come? Is that... Yeah. More than 2 squads per team, Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, there was quite a few squads. Chris is devastated at the notice that COD might not be available at 12. Oh. Don't mind me. I'm just pouring myself some Tic Tacs. Oh, indeed. Yeah, I'm not entirely sold on it yet. I'll have to see how many friends get it, and if they play. Demonetized, lol. Tic Tacs not opioids. For once, actually no. I'm gonna put it next to your chat. There we go. Thoughts on the NordVPN hack? So I saw that it happened, but I didn't see, or like I saw the news about it, but I didn't get a chance to read any of the articles. Can you fill me in on what actually happened? My assumption is they got hacked, but they didn't talk about it soon enough, right? It could just be stowing in a Tic Tac bottle, lol. Something to do with how the servers work, make it a synchronized launch, compromised server in Finland. Finland was accessed, right? Not an issue with me, as it was a single data center in Finland that was left open and a security researcher found it, but I don't know if they got hacked because they don't keep logs. Right, someone got the encryption key. Ah, well that's opioid flavored Tic Tac. I think you mean Tic Tac flavored opioid, which would be much more fun. But yeah, if someone has their encryption key, that's a deal. Craft Computing had a pretty good part on it in his latest news upload. Aye, fair play. I'll take a look. I mean, to be fair, I am mildly biased in that I am a private internet access user and affiliate. Which, by the way, I think it's techteamgb.co.uk/PIA. You can get private internet access for like money off. So yeah, feel free to go check that out. But yeah, I think have NordVPN actually been challenged in court for records? Because I know private internet access have, and they don't. Thank you very much. Yes, they have. Cool. So then I guess that makes like 2 of them that actually have and have shown to not keep logs, which is a pretty big deal because a lot of the other people do. There's a map of all the VPNs. Let me find it. Yeah, tells you who's good and bad. Yeah, I think Nord was actually further up on the list than PIA because they offer some stuff that PIA don't. But as far as I'm aware, both are still good options. I'll need to take a closer look at the Nord VPN stuff to see what the deal is, but like what actually happened and how serious the damage is. But yeah. Actually, it should be that link should be in the description of this stream, unless you're watching it on Twitch, in which case it isn't. On the upside, the hack provided they don't keep logs of your info. That's good. But Jay's 2 cents cut his contract with them. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Yeah. What's the best VPN for torrenting? Do you say? Well, any really, any that don't keep logs. So I guess Nord and private access. Otherwise, I think they do the same thing. Chris, you do know TunnelBear. I suppose it doesn't really matter, but TunnelBear is owned by McAfee now. Do you use a VPN? Yes, I use private internet access. In fact, I think I'm still currently connected to it because I keep forgetting to turn it off every stream. So yeah, basically always on. Actually, I use it quite a lot for web development testing, for testing the geolinking stuff. So when you click on techteamgb.co.uk/AmazonAF, my Amazon affiliate link, that is a redirection thing. It takes you to a short linking thing on the website, and then takes you to the then takes you to a redirection page where it takes your IP address, works out where the your IP is based. So there's a thank you, Ish. There is a lookup tool basically that can tell you that can tell you where that IP address is based, like what country it's based in, and then I then send you to the right Amazon link for you. So if you're in the UK, it'll take you to amazon.co.uk and take you to the right product page with the right affiliate link attached. Whereas if you're say in the USA, it would take you to the USA one. So I switch what connection exit node I'm connected to test that quite a lot. So yeah, I have a PI account, though I use my IP vanish for 2 more reasons. 10 users and US Netflix access. PIA doesn't connect to Netflix for me anyway. That's true, mostly because they have so many users but so few US points. I think if you really want US Netflix, IP vanish is a good idea, but also you can just rent a, let's say, DigitalOcean droplet that's in the USA that's cheap, and set up a VPN on that and just manually like use OpenVPN to tunnel to it, and hey presto. Hey there, how much do you know about having the best quality when it comes to streaming? A little bit. What are you after? Talking PC components. Yeah, I mean, I do a fair number of like CPU streaming video tests. But yeah. But yeah, what are you after? Is that just looked at your PIA link, and it's 3 to 33 month. Can we still buy this in the UK? Yes, it's $3 per month, or like $30 if you buy it for a year or something. I think I buy it per year or per 2 years because it's the cheapest. But yes, you can pay through PayPal and it will just use the conversion rate. Yeah. I think I think it's something like if you buy the 2 year, which I think is like $60, that's for 2 years. I think I get like $20 or something stupid somehow. So yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, feel free to have a look. Because I already have a gaming rig, now I'm planning to build a second PC as a streaming PC, planning an AMD build. Sure. How are you planning on capturing the output of your main gaming PC? Also use smart DNS proxy. It's a bit of a hassle to use when using the other services. Fair play. I mean, if you're that concerned, you can. It depends what router you have, but if you have one that you can flash OpenWRT on, you can use DNSSEC and DNS over TLS, I think. And that sort of stuff pre-built into the router. Even do stuff like ad blocking, and even set up VPNs directly on the router itself so that it tunnels all of the traffic there. So yeah, there's definitely good options. Is that how are you planning on capturing the output of your gaming PC and sending it to the streaming PC, the second PC? And to answer Luca, I can't find the map, did say that Nord or PIA was the best. They confirmed did not keep logs, and there are ones here above IPVanish, but not top tier. And apparently IPVanish work with law enforcement. Fair play. Yeah. There's no way for you to verify that, of course. Malicious VPN provider would claim it as well. In short, the only safe assumption is that every VPN provider provides logs, except for the ones that have been challenged in court. Then you know they don't, because otherwise they'd be facing perjury and criminal charges. So yeah. Do you think there's any particular D5 I should go for, or will any be high enough quality? Any's fine. Alpha Cool do some nice stuff. Is that yes? Yes, I do. I don't trust any of the VPN providers. They all keep logs. It's how long and who they'll share it with that's the real mystery. True, yeah. Yeah. It doesn't, like, it's not the log that's the trouble, it's someone having the log that's the trouble. I went to university in Canada and now I basically use PIA to watch lacrosse. Me sad. Fair play. At least you're getting used to it. And ish, that is very true. Very true indeed. My friend of mine suggested to grab an Elgato video capture card. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. So, I suppose, what information do you need from me in the next 7 minutes? Um, because on that front, I would probably grab the Elgato PCIe one, if you're gonna have a second PC, and I would suggest that you obviously use X264 encoding with OBS or Streamlabs OBS when you use it. I would suggest a nice high bit rate, basically the highest that Twitch or YouTube or Mixer, I suppose, can support. And obviously your internet connection can support. It would depend what you want there, but I think Twitch for non-partnered people is something like 6,000 kilobits per second. It might be a bit more. Check out Twitch's FAQs and they'll probably tell you there. And yeah, because you're only using that PC for streaming, it really doesn't have to be powerful. You could even use a Ryzen 3400G, for example, which means you don't even need a dedicated graphics card. So yeah, that would probably be it. Free VPNs normally slow your connection. Harry, I have not experienced it slow, like PIA slowing my connection at all. I am on VDSL rather than ADSL there, but I don't have a really any slowdown. So yeah. See you, Chris. I think technically speaking it might, but even for Steam downloads, I still get like 9-ish megabytes per second on like Steam, for example, with PIA turned on. So not really. Yeah, Luca, probably have to RMA, I'm afraid. Thinking of upgrading my sound. I have an Taichi X470 with decent sound. What external amp or DAC would be better than a good sound card? So you can go with like the creative ones, like the creative Sound Blaster G5 or the other creative external amp DACs. They do also have sound cards like the AE5 or AE7 or whatever. So that's pretty cool. There are also like, I don't know many off of the top of my head, but there are a lot of good amp and DACs out there. So yeah. You don't have fiber to the door in the UK. Some places do. Here doesn't. At least currently. It can vary. So technically, I could pay Virgin Media for I think like 350 meg down, but they'd only give me like 12 meg up for that, which is stupid. And I currently have 18 up and 80 megabits down, so I'm happy on this for now. Grabbing a 2700X would be fine though, right? Yes, it would. It's quite very overkill. But yeah, it would be fine. And fair play is that. Fair play. I get 330 down to 50 up for £65. With who? No worries, man. Yeah, who are you with, super user? BT. Okay. That's not available in my area. Rated down 35 up with Virgin Media. Yeah, how much does that look at? Fiber to the property. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have that here. Oh. 101 with TV and phone. Okay. To give you context, I think I pay £39 for 80 up, 80 down. 80 up, 18 up, 80 down. Christ. Yeah. I'm jealous of those speeds. 10 down, 1 up. Ouch. I'm moving and it's 80 down, crying face. Ah, dear. No fiber or anything, but phone line in my area. Yeah, ouch. 760 down, 75 up here. Nice. How much does that cost you? Never use the phone or TV, but need to rent their TV line for internet. Really? That's stupid. Fair enough. $109. Fair play. That's not too bad. To be fair. Not bad. I have a $30 USB-C amp and DAC. $50 for 80 up, 80 down, 5 up. Ouch. Internet goes over the TV line. DOCSIS to the TV line. Right. But 6 terabytes of data a month. Wait, you have a data cap? What? Like, even the major, like, even the cheap packages in the UK don't have data caps anymore. America. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Because data caps were a thing back here, and they were awful, but they went away a long time ago. Yeah, I could get symmetrical gigabit, but has for $80 a month, but has a cap of 1 terabyte. That is insane. I have like, this is truly, like, I could spend the entire, like, 24/7 downloading at 80, uploading at 18, 24/7, and I would still get full speed and I wouldn't be charged anything else. We use 2 terabyte every week. I probably use less than 2 terabyte every week, but I probably use a couple hundred gigs a week, to be fair. That's insane. Crazy place. Anyway, with that note, that is the hour. I'll be back next week. Can you explain the difference between RAM, DRAM, and VRAM? RAM is random access memory. DRAM is what you call your system RAM, and VRAM is what you call your graphics card RAM. But I did make a video on the differences between RAM and VRAM, or like what is VRAM. So check that one out. Otherwise, yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Like I said, plenty of videos this week, so check them out. Make sure you check the little bell icon, because apparently YouTube have changed what they're doing with that. Like, you need to go re-click it or something. But anyway,